All my life, I thought that savings was the best way to build wealth, but I was absolutely wrong, because at the end of the day, there are just three things you can do with your money. Now, it's either you spend, you save, or you invest. And out of these three options, there is only one option that can bring back more money to you. And I learned from Dr. Olumide Emmanuel that there is a wealthy place. Wealth can be created, but wealth creation takes time. Now, you need to understand that there are several investments, but all investments fall under three risk level: the low risk, the medium risk, and the high risk. Now, the high risk investment includes things like stock, crypto, forex. Now, medium risk investment, stocks can also be classified under the medium risk investment. And I think mutual funds also falls under the medium risk investment. Now, for the low risk, we have the FGN savings bond, we have treasury bills, and we have fixed deposit or savings account. Now, these are the three levels of risk every investment falls into. Now, there are several investments. When they talk about investment, there are several. There is crypto, there is forex, there is stock market, there is bonds, there is treasury bills, there is mutual funds, there is fixed deposit, there is commercial paper. It is you that will choose whichever one you want to go for. And that's why I actually mentioned each of these investments under the different risk levels, so that you know which risk. You should actually know your risk level before going for any investment at all. So before we go into some of these investments in this video, let me state that I'm not a financial advisor, and this video is for educational purpose only and should not be considered as an investment advice. Please do your own research. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be discussing some of these investments, starting with the first one, which is the FGN savings bond. Now, FGN savings bond is actually an investment vehicle that allows investors lend money to the federal government. So you are not a small person. If they say be small person, you don't be small person. And with FGN savings bond, you can start with as low as 5,000 naira. You can lend money to the government. Now, this is a long term. Don't worry, we're still going to talk about treasury bills. For treasury bills also, you are lending money to the government, but it's for the short term. Now, FGN savings bond is for the long term, because you can do FGN savings bond for either 2 years or for 3 years. Those are the offers that they have, either for 2 years or for 3 years. Know that FGN savings bond actually happens once every month, and the interest is paid quarterly. So every 3 months, you get your interest. Now, let's give an example. Let's say you invested like 100,000 naira or 200,000 naira. Now, let's say you invested 200,000 naira, and your interest is actually, let's say, 40,000 naira. That means every quarter of the year, you are going to be earning 10,000 naira. Now, FGN savings bond can actually be a retirement plan, because there's a way you will do FGN savings bond that you will get payment every single month. Now, if you want me to make a separate video on how FGN savings bond work, please do well to let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to make that video for you guys. Okay, I'm your girl. You know I'm your girl, right? So there's a way you can do FGN savings bond that it can be a retirement plan for you. You set it in a way that every single month you are receiving payments, and not just people are receiving salary from the government every single month. That's one thing I want you to know. They're receiving salary, and it's actually their interest from the money they lend the government. So you can lend money to the government and be earning every single month from this investment, through this investment vehicle. Now, do you actually invest in FGN savings bond? Now, first of all, you need a brokerage account. For me, I use AfriInvest 2.0. So you need a brokerage account. Then you need to fund your account. Now, for things like CSCS and CHN, you are going to be given those ones by the broker. So if you're using AfriInvest 2.0, after your registration, they are going to give you your CSCS and your CHN. So you don't need to worry about that one. Then you need your capital, of course. You need to fund your account. Then when the offer is out, you will see it there. You see, when you click on invest, you will see the FGN savings bond on the AfriInvest. So when the offer is out, if you want them to even send you an email when it's out, you just let them know. They will send you an email when it's out, so that you can actually take part in it. Now, I want you to understand that FGN savings bond is usually out for a few days. It's not once a month. Remember, it's once a month that it comes out, because one of October now has gone. So when the one for November comes out, do well to subscribe to our channel, because I'm going to let you guys know for sure. Okay, so the offer is usually open for a few days. I think, let me just call it 4 to 5 days. And if you don't take part in those 4 to 5 days, you have to wait till the next month for you to be able to take part in the next one. And I need you to understand that for every month, the interest has actually been dropping. Let me know, like, because there was a time I saw FGN savings bond at 18% some few months ago, but I didn't even take part. But you see, now it has come down to 15% and 40%. That's when I'm not considering it. Anyways, that is that for FGN savings bond. Now, if you want to do it, just click on FGN savings bond to invest. Like when the offer is out, click on it. Then you fill subscription form, and my dear, you are done. You get started. Okay, so that is all for the FGN savings bond. I hope you learned one or two. So moving on to the second investment for this video, which is actually the treasury bills. Now, treasury bills are short-term, low-risk debt instruments issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria on behalf of the federal government to finance its expenditure. Now, in summary, you're actually lending money to the government, but this time around, short-term. Now, treasury bill is usually less than a year. Okay, if you want If you want to lend money to the government for a long term, you do the FGN savings bond. But for treasury bills, and I think the interest on treasury bills is actually, I think, a bit higher than that of FGN savings bond. So for treasury bills, we have the primary market and we have the secondary market. Now for the primary market, you are lending directly from the government, and for this you need a minimum of 50 million to actually do this one. But no worry, no panic, no panic. We get secondary market for people like you and I. We say we don't get 50 million ahead. So there is secondary market that want anything less than 50 million. I think for most fintechs app I've seen, I think it's from 100,000 naira. You need from 100,000 naira to start investing in the secondary market. And to invest in the secondary market, you just need your broker. As for me, I use Afri Investor 2.0. Now you can just go there. Once you click on the invest icon that is below, you see treasury bill. I think treasury bill is usually open from 11 till like 1 p.m. After that, I think you will not see it again until the following working day. So that is that for treasury bill. And I also want you to know that for treasury bill, you can collect your interest upfront, or rather at the maturity date. So you can either collect it upfront or at the end of the tenure. So that is how treasury bill works. I hope we are clear on that. Now, if you don't understand it, do what to drop in the comment section, and I'm going to be explaining everything you need to know. If you have not liked this video at this point, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please just use 1 second to smash that like button. And if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, I'm not coming feeling it too. Run and subscribe to our channel because more hot gists are coming. Okay, now we're going to go into the third investment for this video, which is actually the money market mutual fund. Now I need you to understand that money market mutual fund is a type of mutual fund. Now mutual fund is an investment vehicle, but there are different types of mutual funds. We have the equity mutual fund, money market. We have fixed income. There is, I think, balance. There are several types of mutual funds, even ethical mutual funds and so on. But for this video, we're going to be talking about the money market mutual funds, because I think out of all these types of mutual funds, that is one that I'm actually into. So money market mutual fund is a type of mutual funds that invest in high quality, low risk, short-term debt instrument like treasury bills, commercial papers. So the very common one is the Stanbic IBTC money market mutual fund. And for mutual fund, you can start with as low as 5,000 naira. Yes, with as low as 5,000 naira, you can start investing in mutual fund. Now there is one place that I saw mutual funds that I want to talk about. Now I saw mutual funds in PalmPay. If you have a PalmPay account, you can go there. There is mutual funds there. You will see all the different types of mutual funds, and you will see that you can start with as low as even 5,000 naira. I think I even saw like 500 naira or so. You can start with as low as that. Now just make sure that whichever investment you are investing in, do well to research on that investment. Don't say because you saw my video, that's why you decided to go and invest in one particular investment. Make sure you carry out your research. I am not a financial advisor. So that is that for mutual funds. Now let's quickly go into the fourth investment for this video, which is talking about stocks. Now I don't need to say too more because I already prepared a very sweet video for you guys that will be talking about how to invest in the Nigerian stock market. Now to summarize it here, stocks are actually units of ownership. Now let's say a business owner needs money to actually grow and expand his or her business. Now he needs investors, and the best place to actually find investors is in the stock market. And what he or she is going to do is that he or she is going to sell a portion of his or her ownership to these investors. So when you are buying stocks, you are actually buying a real company. You are buying a real company. So you are a co-owner of that company. So if you buy MTN, you own MTN. If you buy Dangote Cement, you own Dangote Cement. If you buy Zenith Bank, you follow for people who own Zenith Bank. So that is how the stock markets work. Now, the two benefits of investing in the stock market is value appreciation, that's capital appreciation, and then dividends. I think sometimes I can say something like bonus shares. Some companies, but the thing is that you cannot predict this one, so let's just skip that one. Okay, now capital appreciation. Now when you buy a particular company, for instance MTN, and the stock price actually goes up, the stock does well, the company does well, your capital is actually going to appreciate. Now also some companies pay dividends. So if you are someone that is interested in cash flow, okay, the stock market can give you, because stock market can give you this kind of a thing, because there's some companies that will pay up to 4 times a year. Companies in the Nigerian stock market that do such is something like the NIDF, Seplat pays 4 times a year. I think there are other ones that also pay 2 times a year, like Zenith Bank. I think GTCO to pay 2 times a year. Now let's say you bought 1 million units of a particular company. Let me not even use Zenith again. Of a particular company, and that company is selling for 5 naira. That means you actually paid 5 million naira, and after like 2 years, 3 years, that company actually does well, like the stock price goes up, the company is doing well, and then it goes up to 15 naira. I hope you know that your 5 million naira has turned to 15 million naira in 2 years. I hope you know. Now some companies don't even do in 2 years. Some companies can do this thing in a year. Some companies less than a year save, the stock price can go up, can double, where you be getting like over 200% in a year, like 300%, 400% in a year. But I need you to understand that just as it's easy for you to double your money in a few years, like in a few years, it is also very, very easy for you to lose your money in the stock market, because if the company does not perform well, the stock price is going to go down. And when it goes down, your 5 million naira can easily go down to 1 million naira, or it can easily go down to 500,000 naira, or you can even lose all, as the case may be. So that is why it's important that if you're investing in the stock market, that you do your analysis well. That is where we have the technical and the fundamental analysis. And for the technical analysis, it just has to do with you looking at the chart. These ones are for stock traders. Stock traders are those that buy and sell stocks frequently. If you're not a stock trader, don't even look. Yes, you can look at the technical analysis if you are a stock investor, only if you want to know the best time to buy and the best time to actually sell your stock, and the best time to buy, because you should not be buying stock when it is rising. You should actually be buying when it is falling, like when there is a dip. That's the best time to actually buy a stock. But if you're a stock investor, the best analysis for you is actually the fundamental analysis, where you look at their financial reports, the brand recognition, the company ownership, the industry, everything about the company, the research. Look into their balance sheet, their income statement, their what's it called, their cash flow. You need to check all these things, their dividend history. Have they been paying dividends consistently? The owner. All these things are things that you look out for as an investor. If you're a trader, the case is different. But if you're an investor, you have to make sure that you do your research very, 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 very well to know if this company is a company that will still be there. If the product, something like MTN now, at least you know that MTN is something that we'll still be using in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years.
So let's not talk too much, as I already have a video on how the stock markets work. Now, the last but not the least investment we're going to be discussing in this video is the fixed deposit and the commercial paper. Now, fixed deposit is actually financial product where you deposit a lump sum of money for a predetermined period at an agreed upon interest rate.
And fixed deposit is actually a low risk investment, and you can start with as much as you have. You can start with 5,000 naira. You can start with at least 5,000 naira for fixed deposit. And for commercial paper, we're going to talk about this one in another video, because I don't want to make this video too long. So guys, we finally come to the end of this video. If you've not yet subscribed to our channel, if you've not yet liked this video, are we fighting? Nay, are we fighting? Nam. Pico, no, subscribe to our channel, like this video. And if you have any question at all, please drop it in the comment section of this video, as I'm going to be replying all of your comments. Please not to forget that I'm not a financial advisor, and this video is for educational purpose only. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.